my next question is, who is your favorite quantum physicist and why are they your favorite?
Oh, oh, excuse me. I'm not coughing because it's such a hard question, but the this is a great question because there are so many candidates, right? As CJ was saying earlier, quantum physics is this huge field, and every person did just a little bit more than the next person, and then the next, and then the next, and they all kind of built together to create one. But if I had to pick one favorite, I would have to choose Albert Einstein. And the reason is, aside from the fact that Albert's this great guy and he's very famous and he was the Time Magazine Person of the Century, things like that. Albert wasn't afraid to put things out that were wrong. He took the things that he contributed himself. He was the person who explained something called the photoelectric effect back in 1905, which confirmed that light was both a particle or stream of particles and a series of electromagnetic waves, right? This kind of wave particle duality, which is one of the key tenets of quantum physics. So he definitely belongs right up there amongst the people who first designed quantum physics. But then 10, 15, 20 years later, as he was working on the general theory of relativity, or his colleagues were working further and further about quantum physics, he started seeing problems. He said, you know what? I can see how the math might show that we could have quantum entangled particles or something. You can take these things that can stretch literally across the universe and they still would maintain their integrity. That doesn't seem to make any sense, though. You would have to think of things acting on each other at a distance with no intermediate connection. That doesn't seem right. And so he actually, with his buddies Podolsky and Rosen, put out a paper explaining that there was a paradox. There was something wrong with quantum physics. We have to fix this problem. And it wasn't until John Stuart Bell in the 1960s, after Einstein passed away, that we were able to show that actually Einstein was wrong. And indeed, what he had thought mathematically was true was in fact true. But the whole process of people trying to learn things and people putting ideas out there that are based in what they know, but also being willing to be wrong and being willing to contradict the things that were um, accepted or seemed likely. That Einstein embodied all of that,
Yeah,
and so I really, really like thinking about Albert in terms of being a quintessential scientist as well as just an overall great guy.
yeah. I
I have a
teach
quick
about him in
aside
the
about
history class.
Einstein.
Oh yeah, go ahead.
So I was reading a little biography to my daughter about Albert Einstein. And in it, I was shocked by this. We got it at the library. It's talking
Mhm.
all about Albert Einstein. And then it talked about his wife, Mileva, I believe. I'm not sure if I'm
Yes,
pronouncing that correctly.
yes.
But apparently, he did all of his greatest work while married to Mileva, who herself was a physicist and mathematician. And then when they got divorced and later married Elsa, he didn't accomplish quite as much. And people believe that Mileva might have actually been putting forth some of the theories that Einstein was testing, but because she was a woman at the time, she wouldn't get credit for them. Just throwing it out there. Don't know if it's true or not, but I was
Oh,
really shocked to read that in this biography.
well, she was indeed a very talented scientist and mathematician in her own right, and she didn't get the recognition that she deserved. That's true. Historians of science have spent the past century trying to figure out exactly what she contributed compared to what
Yeah.
Albert contributed, and we're still jury's still out on knowing exactly what happened. But it is definitely true that in the year 1905, or later on, when in the 19 teens, when Einstein himself was publishing these amazing papers about the photoelectric effect, about Brownian motion, about relativity. Um, he, at that time, may well have received a lot of help, maybe not specifically in the calculations, but just bouncing off ideas and doing things with a partner is certainly a valuable thing. There's no question about it. I really support that. I really, in my life, have really benefited from working with people. Doing things on my own has fun, but doing things with other people is really when I make the most progress.
And I just have to say, you were a great physicist when all these years later, you still make a great T-shirt that people want to wear.
Oh,
I
absolutely.
I feel like I should warn Dr. Lou that don't think CJ's question about Maleva didn't have some ulterior points there. So
What?
just saying. But
That's a question.
we're proud of you, CJ. You really contribute to the show. So
Oh gosh, get out of here.
Ooh, I'm not touching that one.
You are our, whatever that woman's name is, I can't pronounce it.
Yes,
Maleva.
running the whole show from behind the scenes.
she was already our Scully. I mean, she
Yeah.
can't be two.
I don't
Can't
get
be
to be
two
two
people.
things.
Hey,
No.
I don't get to be an Einstein.
she's every
too. Come
woman.
on.
She's every woman.